It's that time of year again where the weather has turned cooler and the gardens are getting ready to go to sleep, except this year I'm trying something new. I'm going to be putting in another raised bed. You guys know I have several raised beds that I absolutely love, and my plants grow the best in those raised beds. So I'm adding a third one this fall, and this time it's going to have a greenhouse cover for it. And today's video is sponsored by VEGO Garden. Thank you very much. I have done a lot of different things with VEGO Garden. In fact, you can see them here on this channel. They are some of the best products for growing your plants outside, and I've had so much wonderful success. So being able to put in this greenhouse style raised bed, we're going to be extending the garden season. I live in upstate New York, which is a zone 5, and it is the middle of October, which means we have just had a first hard frost. So we're going to be putting this in today, filling it, and my goal is to plant some cold weather crops, primarily lettuce and spinach, within the greenhouse to see how it grows. Those plants have about a 30 to 45 day harvest rate, so I should have them right around Thanksgiving, which I'm very excited about. But let's get building this raised bed and getting it filled up with dirt and planted. We are still trying to nurse a couple plants from the cold weather, and Swiss chard being one of them. But I want to show you guys, this is how my Swiss chard grew in my VEGO Garden raised bed this year. It has done phenomenal. So we're just trying to nurse that along for a little bit longer. And then over in this raised bed, had a bunch of tomatoes, already pulled those out, but then the parsley. You can see how beautifully these beds work. So we'll start with the bed. I have the greenhouse cover over here, but we'll start with the bed. And all of these are covered with a plastic. So we're gonna start by pulling off all this plastic. And Hannah, that's something you can help Mommy do. Go ahead and pull really hard. Pull. It's the protective plastic, but we're gonna pull that right off. And if you would like a discount coupon code, you will find that down in the description below. That is just for my viewers. Make sure you use that when ordering your next VEGO Garden product. The instructions are really simple to follow, easy step-by-step layout here. So the first step, you're going to want to remove all of the plastic protection over the metal pieces, and it's going to be on both the front and back side. Then you're going to start assembling it by getting your nuts and bolts together, making sure that on the top 2 nuts of the top of the raised bed, you're going to use like these little protected bolts so they keep your hands from running into them when you're gardening and things like that. This was not a hard project to do. It took us about 20 minutes with all of our helpers. Art was helping. I had the kids removing the plastic. You can see here, Art's putting on a bolt right there. Not hard. All of the tools that you will need to do this are included in the kit. We were using a power drill to make it a little bit faster because there's a lot of screws to put in there. So that just made the job a little bit easier for us. While Art was finishing that up, I started pulling out everything out for the greenhouse system, making sure that we had all of our parts, and I was getting a good idea on how to start assembling it. Again, laid out really simple, just like for building the raised bed. When the raised bed was built, the kids put on the plastic edging just to keep it a little bit safer for little hands. And then for the greenhouse tubes, you're going to need to take those little pieces right here and put them into the bottom of your support poles. And that's going to act like a little washer there, and make sure you can tighten these poles right up tight to the greenhouse bed.
Hey, that's my hair.
They provide you with some extra screws that are a little bit longer because the existing screws with the raised bed won't fit. So you're going to replace that, and no garden is complete without the VEGO Garden sticker. There it is, all completed. There's one support piece right in the middle there that's going to keep that bed together and nice and tight. The raised bed is now built. It didn't take that long with a lot of helpers, and the more often you build these, the faster they get. You can do those bolts without needing a drill. The drill just makes the job go a little bit faster. We're waiting for Peter. He's got a bucket full of dirt for me, and we're going to be layering just not so hot dirt. Like there's going to be a lot of roots, there's a lot of things that need to be broken down. That's going to go in that bottom of the bed, and then we will put the top couple inches will be nice compost for planting.
That's huge, Art.
This is almost completely full. We're going to just top it off those last couple inches with the compost that Art is getting out of our compost pile. But this will shrink and fall over the next, over the winter and next spring. This VEGO bed I put in, it was either last year or the year before, and I've filled it up, and you can see how much that dirt just composts. So I just keep adding fresh compost every year, and that bed over there continues to compost, and that one's been there I think about 4 years. Having your own compost pile is really very money saving if you guys haven't done it. I do have an entire video on how we have our own compost and how we do that, so we don't really ever have to buy soil for any of these beds. Once we finished filling the raised bed, it's time to put in the support poles and finish building the greenhouse system. No raised bed would be complete without a visiting cat, so I had to give a few pets there. But use those longer bolts, screw in those supporting rods, and then you're just going to do that all the way around the raised bed. 2 hands are helpful here because you can see that pole likes to move a little bit, so it really was helpful for me to hold the bolts, and Art can just grab what he needed. Once you have those support bars in place, you're going to start adding the cross pieces, and this is where those T's are actually 2 different sizes. You'll see that the smaller poles are on the side and the bigger poles go on the bottom.
Let's see the big one right here. Yeah, ones are bigger and ones are smaller. Smaller ones go on top. One more. We need to plant stuff.
I've got some Tom Thumb that says 47 days. Some new Red Fire, 45 days. I've got some Black Seeded Simpson, which is 45 days. I probably won't do that one. That one's 55 days. This one's 55 now. I don't know about that one, and that's too long. Okay, so we're gonna do Tom Thumb, the Black Seeded Simpson, and the new Red Fire. I don't have any spinach left, so we're just not gonna plant spinach.
Janelle informed me that she did find 7 spinach seeds, so they are in there somewhere. I think, let's see, right there, I see them on right there. A tiny little white seed.
don't think I have ever done planting seeds, particularly lettuce seeds, in October, so this is a first for me, and I hope it works. I will be keeping you guys updated here on YouTube as well as on Instagram, so if you're wanting to watch more of a real-time update, make sure you go follow me on Instagram, PMP Homestead. I'll have all those links down in the description below.
Oh, there are 2 zippers.
2 zippers on both sides?
Yeah.
And I'm going to go down here. Yep, there's another one. There we go.
Assassin bug.
It doesn't look like assassin bug.
Yeah, it's like a type of one. There, we'll zip them up and put them to bed.
Did you plant anything in there?
Yes, lettuce and spinach.
And then we have to tie it right here. Tighten that up.
Oh, look at that. There's even a little thing to make it snug.
So it's all built, and I really like this design. I like how it's pretty. This plastic is pretty thick, and we'll see if those seeds will germinate, but make sure you stay tuned for the community posts here. Subscribe so you don't miss any of the excitement with the VEGO Garden bed. Again, I have a discount coupon just for my viewers, and you'll find that down in the description below. But thanks so much for coming along. Appreciate you guys all being here, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye. It's gonna freeze again tonight, and we've got to cover everything back up, but I would imagine everything in there is safe and sound and as snug as a bug in a rug.